Hey guys, you're watching one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Warzone. Now, last episode went okay, but there was a big fail in it. This roof was terrible, and I was so disappointed with myself. You guys are so kind sometimes. You're just like, don't worry about it, AJ. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things not well. You've still done better than what I would do. I'm still disappointed. I'm still really gutted that I built something as terrible as that. But today is going to be the day that we fix it all, and it's going to look amazing. This outside really is looking cool. I don't think we need too much more detail than what we've got. I want to have a cobblestone pillar up the back here, going to here, and a cobblestone pillar going to there. And then I think I want the cobblestone to go along here. I was thinking about doing the andesite, but I like the andesite for the ridge. In fact, let's bring this down by one block and do it like that instead. Yeah, no, that looks cool. That one and that one. Just brings it that little bit further down. I really, really like that. Let's get the windows in here. Now, I don't want to do stained glass windows. I want to do just glass panes on this. I think it would look a lot better than the stained glass. Stained glass looks great in some churches. If you are doing stained glass, or if you want to do stained glass, just use different coloured glass panes and just mix them in as randomly as you possibly can. For me, I think just normal plain glass will just look better. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to stand in front of the window, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste them. Paste. There we go. Easy as that. You could just fill it with glass, but I don't know what the glass ID is for, what the ID is for glass, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Rotate 180, and paste, and paste. Paste. Now we're starting to get to the point where this isn't going to look too bad from the outside. When you look at it from the outside, it doesn't look quite as much of a catastrophe because it's got windows on it now. But to really make it look better on the inside, we probably want to put a floor down. So let's go from here to here, and I just want planks. Set to planks. There we go. I don't want no special interior in here. One good thing about doing a sort of war zone is you only need to have a very basic interior. We'll do some pews, but some of them will be broken, some of them will be moved. But you don't need to worry about bookshelves and plants and stuff like that, like you normally would with an interior, because it just doesn't make sense. I don't want to do the interior though until we really get this exterior looking sharp, looking really, really sharp. So I don't know what to do in this spot. Maybe TNT will solve that problem too. On the end here, oh man, these hiccups are horrible. I want to get a cobblestone wall to come up the end here. Just 2 blocks, I think, off the edge. And I want to have the same thing, 2 blocks on top of there. Maybe with a polished andesite. Nothing's going to save this roof, but maybe that will help a little bit. No, that's looking decent. That's looking pretty decent. I'm not going to worry about the path and stuff yet. Let's worry about the interior. I think that's as much as I want to do on the outside. What we're going to do is we're going to grab some logs and do a little bit of structural engineering work on the inside here. So I'm going to take that one away. Oops. Run logs down here. Now, this isn't going to affect it too much until we blow up the roof. When we blow up the whole thing, when we start blowing up the whole thing, we'll start to see these logs appear through from the outside. It gives that little bit more of an effect, a little bit more of a completion effect to it as a solid build. So we're going to run these back here, get a little bit of a framework. Then I'm going to run them up the roof. There, and one in from this end. Oh, dudes, I've been playing on Xbox recently, on Xbox One, Far Cry Primal. If you guys haven't played that game, oh, you so should. A lot of people, it's got a little bit of bad press because It uses exactly the same map as the game previous to it, Far Cry 4. It's literally a recycled map, which made me laugh a little bit, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered about it. It's still absolutely, it's so good fun to play, man. It's caveman setting. Obviously being primal, saber-tooths and mammoths and stuff like that. Really, really cool though. Language isn't too bad if you guys are concerned about your parents not liking bad language. It's none of it's in English, so maybe that helps your cause a little bit. In fact, I think the only bad word in it begins with a P, and that's really not that bad of a word. So it should be okay for you guys to have a go on. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's an easy game, though. It starts off pretty easy, but the storyline gets really, really hard. Some of the bosses on there are crazy, but it's so fun. Such a great game. Okay, so there we go. Now, when we look up, it looks a little bit more structurally sound. When we blow it up, we're really going to be able to see that. This now, though, is looking a little bit gaping. Like a gaping hole, really open and stuff. So what we want to do is round this off a little bit. We're going to run up with andesite up here, and along here, and down this side, and then make it a little bit rounder. So I think I want to drop this down by at least 2 more blocks, like that. Put in those, and then put in those. And I think that'll round off a little bit, maybe with a slab at the top. Yeah, slab at the top. Which one is it? There. Slab at the top. And I'm going to drop that one and that one down by an extra 1. I think it's too wide. I think I want to drop all of that down straight. No, that looks better. That's better. Okay. Now, let's do the pew section first. We're going to want some dark oak. Nice dark pew colours. They're obviously just the best ones for it. And I'm going to do it complete. No, I'm going to do those 2 fine. But then I'm going to do... This one has been turned at a 45-degree angle. Obviously, that's as close as what we can get to moving a pew in Minecraft. Maybe... like that as well. Yeah, that looks good. So that's now been turned. This one I'm going to do broken. And then we're going to go back to normal over here and here. And one more set. We should probably have more in here, shouldn't we? 2 blocks between each one. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that looks cool. Now that looks like it's actually been turned. If I take that one away and that one away. Yeah, no, that's good. And then one more I think we can fit in here. Let's do a broken one there and sort of turn that one down like that. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. At the end here, we want a bit of a pew. And an altar. Altar would be good as well. I'm going to do a cobblestone altar with maybe a cauldron on top. Oops. Cauldron on top. And then maybe raise it up a little bit around the side. This is the where you would get christened. You get christened in these, and they splash the holy water. Well, it's not holy water, is it? It's normal water. I went to a christening very recently, only a few months back, and it's my first christening that I've been to for many, many years, and I was actually quite surprised at some of the wording that was used in it. Now, if some of you are strong Christians, this isn't going to offend you or anything like that. But I did find a part quite interesting. I was under the assumption that they used holy water to christen with. As it turns out, the guy, or the priest, I should say, the priest made a huge deal of explaining that the water that they were using isn't holy. He said it's normal tap water, but because it's inside of the church, it's been blessed. And I found that really, really interesting because I always, in all films and stuff, I don't even remember the last time I went to a christening, but in all films they always, go on about how it's holy water. And this guy, this priest didn't. He said no. He says this is tap water out of our kitchen, but because it's inside of the church and inside of the altar, it's made as sort of holy water. And I found that really respectful. I found that really, really good. I was very, very what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. It set me at ease because I'm not a religious person. I think that's what I'm trying to get. I'm not a very religious person, and I don't mind. I have no problem against religion, but I don't like religion being thrown in your face like anything. If you don't like a food, you don't want the food being shoved in your face. If you don't like if you don't like a person, you don't want to be around that person. If you don't like something, you don't want it to be in your face. And there are some people that really try and stuff religion down your throat, and it's not a good way to do it. It's not a good way to show your belief. And by doing that, I found him very respectful. I was very, very pleased, and yeah, it was really good fun. I actually enjoyed the christening a lot. It was good fun. He was funny as well. He wasn't like a boring guy that you see in the films, and like they're very stuck up and they all talk very proper and stuff. He was a good guy. He was really, really fun. But anyway, that's enough religion talk here. It's weird. You build a church, you start talking about religion. Let's stick this around here. I think this is pretty much good for the interior of this pew section. This isn't a Let's Build a Church series. This is just meant to be a little bit of a basic interior here. It's actually looking pretty cool. In this section, I want to have a ceiling on here just above. So we're going to go from there to there and set to replace air with planks like that. And I want to thicken this up with andesite from there to there. I think replace air with stone 5. And I'm sort of building this off the church that I was talking about that christening. I'm sort of trying to base this church off that a little bit because it's the most recent church that I went to. But it was like this, and then it had chairs that you could sit on. Come here. Chairs that you could sit on. Down there, and down here. Down here. There. There's like loads of seats at this entrance hall. Okay, something like that. It was as simple as that. Don't worry about lighting and torches and stuff like that. We really don't need to worry about that. Okay, I think that's good though. I think that's a pretty good church. Now we have to get rid of this horrible roof. So we're going to disguise our terrible building with some TNT. I'm going to put a TNT here. I'm going to put a TNT there and there. You can see that I really don't like it. And one up there. Now let's see if this changes at all. Yes. Okay, perfect though. That's looking like a good combination. Because you don't want to overdo it, but I just want to take away the effect that I built such a terrible roof. Okay. That one. It didn't get it. And that one. Now, you don't want floating blocks. Obviously, floating blocks don't make sense. So we're going to fix that by just adding a few blocks back to it. Let's collect up some of these. Maybe we should get rid of the floating blocks first. That one's floating. This is all floating, but we can stop that by adding something like this. Get rid of this middle edge. I don't like that. And I don't like that. And I don't like how much we've got up here. But that's looking pretty good. Let's add a bit of structure underneath there. And a stair like that. Okay, now we're looking good. Is that too much of an overhang? Like, does that look unrealistic? I don't like how straight this is. We'll blow up some more of this in a moment. But we'll do a little bit like that. And that one. No, I think we're looking okay. I think we're looking okay. We'll do a little bit of manual demolishing here. Maybe a hole in it, like that. Okay, now I like it. Now I like that roof. Now it's done well. But we want to do a little bit more blowing up here. So I'm going to put a hole in this wall because that was a little bit blank. I'm going to do a hole right here because that's a little bit blank. And I'm going to do a hole in this right behind here. In fact, I think I'm going to do. Okay, and how is that now looking on the other side? Ooh, get away from the TNT! Wow, that made such a square hole. That's unbelievable. Let's roughen that up a little bit. And that made a pretty square hole as well. So we'll roughen that up a little bit. No floating blocks. Don't want any floating blocks. And didn't I do another one? Oh, it was down here. There we go. And that made a very straight hole as well. Glass. Time to blow up some glass or break some glass out. So we're going to do it like that for that one. More lower on this one. And maybe a little bit out there. Let's bust this one out. Just some glass busted on that one. This one we're going to do the right side and some of the wall busted. That one I'm going to leave intact. That one's going to actually survive the a couple of bombs at least. And this one is going to be the top left-hand corner. Quite a big explosion on that one. This one's going to be more center focused. Like that. And then this one's going to be the top right. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. That's looking pretty good. Now we want to blow up the inside here a little bit. I'm going to put one TNT down right there. And I want to have one up this end. But the middle I want to keep pretty much the same. Maybe one there, but that'll be about it. Beautiful. Okay, now, this is looking very square. Let's roughen this up and make it a little bit more of a crater hole. Like this. We don't want sand visible. And I don't need to worry about coarse dirt because there's no grass around here for it to grow to. So it can be normal dirt in there blowing out in the bottom. This part we've gone into the... That's one problem about trying to speed things up for yourself and making the ground only one block deep. Whenever you do that kind of thing, you always create more work for yourself. Okay. And fill this in the bottom. Luckily, with like one TNT explosion, it's really not that big. It doesn't take that long to refill it back in again. And this one I want to bust out a little bit further. That's looking good. Yes, I like that. Boom, boom. And you'll get better at filling these in these kind of holes. I think I done quite a good job in the last episode with the hole blowing ups. It's a little bit of practice that's required, knowing sort of where to put some of the blocks. But once you sort of get it down, it becomes easier and easier to be able to do. And down here. Oh, I'm in the water. Okay, something like that. And I think everything else now can be filled in wherever. Beautiful. Like that. Oh, I missed one. Okay, no, that's looking good. That's looking good. But we want to follow the same rule as what we done with the explosions a couple of episodes ago. And do some debris around the side here. So we're going to use some full blocks like this. Around the edge. Some cobblestone full blocks as it's been blown up. Oops. Around here. And on the outside it's sort of been spat out a little bit. Couple of bits of wood out here. There we go, there we go. Around this one as well. Maybe a little bit of wood in the middle that sort of fell back into it. That's looking pretty good. Now we want the explosions going straight across the roof here. So it went that one, that one. So we want this one, this one, this one, that one. Blow it all up. Redstone block will be easier. That one and that one. Bang, bang, Bang. See, so this wood now looks pretty decent. Like, you can see the wood poking through the top here. And I think that's a really nice sort of mix. I want a little bit more explosions on this end here, though, and try and affect this up a little bit. And I don't like how straight that is at the bottom. I'm going to take that away, but curve that out a little bit more. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Maybe one more explosion right there in the wall. It's going to make a really square hole, I know. Yeah, it did as well. There we go. Beautiful, that's a little bit better. And I think that's about it for the church part of the building. We want to round this off. This isn't so bad because there's no water below for me to fall into. Oops. And around here. Have those straight underneath. And I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So we're bang on time. If you guys enjoyed it, well, hang on, I'll back off. We haven't seen it from a distance yet. Make sure that roof looks acceptable now. The floor is really easy. When you got the sand below it, you just place the blocks on top of the sand, and you still keep that sort of really natural look. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, beautiful. Debris around the side here. Not too high on this one. Ooh, I said not too high on this one. Maybe another little section like that. And then a couple in the ground here. We want some cobblestone around the edge. Beautiful. How about that, guys? That's going to do it. I think that looks decent. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. I've got some floating ones here that I didn't see. And we shall see you guys in the next episode.